Okay, guys, today we're going to be looking at Module 3, Lesson 13, and this lesson is going to involve using multiplication, addition, or subtraction to solve multi-step word problems. This big word down here, multi-step word problems. Remember, I've told you in 4th grade, you are rarely ever going to see a word problem where you only have one step. So we're getting into problems where you're going to be multiplying, adding, and possibly subtracting all within the same word problem. So it's going to be really important that you remember the steps to be able to help you solve these problems. All right, so if you will look at your problem set, problem number 1 on your problem set today is the exact same problem that you had in your Zern lesson. So you should have already completed it. If you still have questions concerning that, then please come and ask me, and I'll be happy to help you if you're still not understanding. But for this purpose, we're going to look at problem 2 today, okay? So on your problem set, you have this problem about Sylvia. Okay, now remember, when we are solving these multi-step word problems, we are going to start using the process of reading, drawing, writing our number problem, and writing our statement at the end. Okay, so it's very important, guys, that you follow this process. This is going to help you as you go through these word problems. So let's read. Sylvia weighed 8 pounds when she was born. So Sylvia weighed 8 pounds. By her first birthday, her weight had tripled. Okay, this word tripled, guys, I know means that it was 3 times as much. So by her first birthday, she weighed 3 times that 8 pounds. By her second birthday, she gained 12 more pounds. So this word gained and this word more are clues to me that I'm going to be getting more. I'm adding. I'm going to have more pounds. At that time, Sylvia's father, so at the time that she was 2, Sylvia's father, so we're looking at Dad's weight now, weighed 5 times as much as she did. So the question I want to know is, what was Sylvia and her dad's combined weight? So Sylvia and her dad and their combined weight. So that means that I'm going to be putting together Sylvia's weight and Dad's weight. All right, so I've read my problem. I've thought about the things that it was telling me. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to draw it. Guys, please don't leave this step out. When you are doing these multi-step problems, you are going to need to draw the information. It helps your brain to understand what is going on in the problem. So I'm going to start with Sylvia because I know what Sylvia weighed. When she was born, I know that Sylvia weighed 8 pounds. So that's what I'm going to start with. And by her first birthday, that 8 pounds had tripled. So tripled means that it is 3 times as much. So I'm going to have that 8 pounds 3 times. Okay. By her second birthday, she had gained 12 more pounds. So she weighed the 8 3 times, and then she gained 12 more. So I'm going to add that 12 onto that as well. So now this tells me how much Sylvia weighed. Now let's look at how much Sylvia's father weighed. So we know at the time that Sylvia weighed this much, her father weighed 5 times as much. So, guys, this is probably not going to be an accurate drawing because if I were to be exact, I would draw each one of these spaces the same length as what I drew Sylvia's weight up here. And just because I don't know that I'm going to have enough room, I'm not going to do that. But I know that each one of these spaces here that I'm sectioning off are going to be equal to this weight right here of Sylvia combined. Okay, so I've put that 5 times. So this is 5 times what Sylvia weighed. All right, but now my question that I'm actually looking for the answer for is, what was their combined weight? So this is my unknown. This is what I'm looking to solve to complete this problem. So there are other things I'm going to have to figure out, but this is the final thing that I need to figure out. Okay. Now, if you're comfortable doing this problem, now that we've drawn our tape diagram and you want to see if you can tackle it, pause the video and go ahead and do it on your own. And then you can come back and you can see if your answer matches the answer that I have. If you still need some help with this, feel free to work along with me. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to figure out Sylvia's weight. Well, I know that 8 times 3, my triple 8 here, is 24 because I know my multiplication tables. So I know that 8 times 3 is 24. So I'm going to add that 24 pounds to the 12 pounds that Sylvia gained. So 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 tens plus 1 10 is 3 tens. So Sylvia's weight at 2 years old was 36 pounds. And the abbreviation, guys, for pounds is LBS. So that means that each of these 5 sections in Dad's tape diagram are going to be 36 pounds because he weighed 5 times as much. So now I'm going to multiply my 36 times 5. I know that 5 times 6 is 30, so I'm going to leave my 0 in the ones place, and I'm going to take my 3 tens over to the tens place. And 5 times 3 tens is going to be 15 tens, and I have to add in these other 3 tens, so that's going to be 180. Okay, so this is Father's weight. Father weighs 180 pounds. But I want to know the combined weight of both of them. So that means that I'm going to have to add Dad's weight of 180 pounds plus Sylvia's weight of 36 pounds. So 6 plus 0 is 6. 8 plus 3 is 11. So I'm going to leave my 1 in my tens place, and I'm going to convert that 10 tens into 100. So that then I have 100 plus 100, and that's going to be 200. So all together, Sylvia and, oh, forgot my A there, and Dad weigh 216 pounds. All right, so there's my final answer. So I made sure to draw out what I knew. I wrote lots of sentences to solve this, and I wrote my complete statement at the end. So, guys, those are the steps that you need to make sure that you're following as you're doing these word problems. Now, if you look at problem number 3, you also did that with your Zern lesson today. So if you still have questions or concerns about how to solve that problem, then see your teacher. And we're going to go on to number 4. All right. So again, this is going to be a multi-step word problem. So I'm going to read my problem. I'm going to draw my information. I'm going to write my number sentence, and then I'm going to write my statement. Okay. So in 1 month, Charlie read 814 pages. So Charlie's reading. In the same month, his mom read 4 times as many pages. So she read 4 times the amount of pages that Charlie read, which was 814. And that was 143 pages more than Charlie's dad read. Okay, so here now I have how many Dad read. So Mom read more than Dad. She read 143 pages more than Dad. What was the total number of pages read by Charlie and his parents? So I want to know how much everybody here read. All right, so I've read my problem, and now I'm going to draw out what I know. Now, again, guys, please don't forget this step. Drawing out what you know is going to be the biggest thing that you can do to help you understand what's going on in these problems. Well, the first thing that I know is I know that Charlie read 814 14 pages. So I'm going to go ahead and put the amount that Charlie read. In the same month, Charlie's mom, so let's put mom here, read 4 times as many pages. So mom read 4 times as many pages as Charlie. So I'm going to split her tape diagram into 4. And so she read the 814 4 times. 814. Okay. Now, this is the part that gets a little tricky because it's worded a little funny. So we have to really think through what this is telling me here about Dad. This amount that Mom read was 143 pages more than Dad read. So that means that Dad did not read quite as much as Mom. So Dad's tape diagram is not going to be as long as Mom's because this last little part right here, he read 143 pages less. So whatever Mom read, Dad read 143 pages less than that. So that's what this 143 here stands for. Now, my question wants to know what was the total that was read by Charlie and his parents. So this part is my unknown. This is what I do not know. Now, guys, if you feel comfortable solving this problem now that we've drawn it out together, then go ahead and pause the video and you can solve it on your own and come back and check and see if you get the same thing I did. If you don't feel comfortable yet doing this on your own, then you can stay with me and we'll continue working through it. Okay, so in order to find out how much Dad read, I have to find out how much Mom read. So I have 814 4 times. So I'm going to multiply 814 times 4. Well, 4 ones times 4 ones is 16 ones. I'm going to leave my 6 in the ones place, and I'm going to take my 110 over to the tens place. 4 ones times 110 is 4 tens plus another 10. So now I have 5 tens. And then 4 ones times 8 hundreds is going to be 32 hundreds. So Mom read, this is Mom, and she read 3,256 pages. And I'm going to put a P there to represent pages. Now I know how many Charlie read. Now I know how many Mom read. I still have to figure out how many Dad read. Well, Dad read 143 pages less than Mom. So Mom read 3,256. So I'm going to subtract that 143 from the amount that Mom read. So 6 minus 3 is 3, 5 minus 4 is 1, 2 minus 1 is 1, 3 minus 0 is 3. So that's pretty simple because we don't have to do any decomposing or regrouping. So Dad read 3,113 pages. Now, remember, our question was, what was the total number of pages read by Charlie and his parents? So I'm going to have to take the amount that Mom read, which was 3,256 pages, and the amount that Dad read, which was 3,113 pages, and the amount that Charlie read, which is 814 pages. And I'm going to have to add all that together. So 6 plus 3 is 9, and 9 plus 4 is going to be 13. So I'm going to leave my 3 in the ones place, and I'm going to take my 10 over to the tens place. Then I have 110 plus 5 tens is 6 tens, plus another 10 is 7 tens, plus another 10 is 8 tens. Then I have 200 plus 100 is 300, plus 800 is going to be 1100s. So I'm going to leave my 1 in the hundreds place, and I'm going to convert that 10 hundreds into 1,000. So now I have 1,000 plus 3,000 is 4,000, plus another 3,000 is 7,000. So their total pages, the total pages they all read was 7,183. So there is my final answer. Now, I had to write many word problem or number sentences to solve this problem, and I have written my answer in a complete statement. So, guys, I hope that you understand this. If you do not, then please get with me and ask me your questions. I'll be happy to help you because these are very challenging. And one of the things that you're going to have to really do when you go to solve these problems is think through each step and draw what you know. All right, great job doing these multi-step word problems today.